this technology has so much potential, but it requires a mindset shift as well, because a lot of the existing industries have baked in processes, and any time you change something, it comes with risk. So what we're seeing is that first companies and first enterprises have started to adopt blockchain in their supply chain, because the beauty of it is if you have this shared ledger where people can access the same data. In a supply chain, you have multiple parties involved. There are great use cases out there with shipping, with farming, of a product going from A to B. You do not know where it has been. You can enable a second-hand market with warranties on it that essentially proves that this product has only been out there for so long that it's authentic. You can handle counterfeit. We have only seen like the tip of the iceberg on blockchain because people have been focusing on the financial aspect of it. And now we're slowly starting to see that it's getting traction in supply chain. There's a great example in Belgium. It's a company that is using the BSV blockchain for data sharing in the supply chain. It's all about carbon offsetting. It's a sustainability certificate. What you want is that all these companies are working on the same set of data, calculating the next steps required for it. So you can have a verified data guarantee that this is the truth and has been done. So it goes from shipping containers into reforestation initiatives, into sustainability certificates. And that's where blockchain comes in, not only as operationally more efficient because you're all working with a set of data, but it's also then enhancing the integrity of it because no one can tamper with that data. Anyone can see it. You have a certificate of authenticity. Blockchain industry as a whole has always been very focused on tech first. This is the best technology. This is going to change the world. I truly believe that. But it's the businesses that need to adopt it first. So as an industry, we need to change our narrative towards business first. Because then you get into the angle of what's in it for me? What's the added value of blockchain for my company? And then it is an opportunity versus risk assessment. Am I making more money because of this? Am I actually creating a new business model because of integrating this technology? People really need to understand it, which is why education is such an important pillar, and then really assess how this can impact their businesses. All these operational processes can be much improved with the use of blockchain technology, and then they need to understand what's in it for them. What we've tried to instill as a sort of shift since I started is that we're being more collaborative with other organizations and also other blockchains and other industry bodies. So we recently became members of Blockchain for Europe, which is a European institution that's very much focused on regulation around blockchain. And GDPR, like data protection, is a hot topic, but also in general, how can we as an industry educate policymakers and lawmakers about the blockchain industry? Same thing going on in the UK. In the US, we have a very strong team that is working together with the experts on public policy. In the European Union, there's very much a trend of individual and consumer protection first. So it's regulation first at the cost of innovation. And in the US, it's minimum regulation to enable as much innovation as possible. So what you see are these two different trends that are going on. So we need to be involved in both sides. So both trade organizations focus on educating around blockchain for policymakers. Our purpose is to enable adoption. We have a very strong team working on education, working on policy, developer relationships, building out the technology stack to make it then easier to develop. At the end of the day, we all follow the same goal, which is we want BSV blockchain to really thrive, to get transactions on chain, to be really used by businesses, enterprises, individuals. Anyone can start mining, anyone can start building. What we're doing is trying to make it easier. So we're trying to build a technology that makes it easier for you to build on BSV.